Namaste. Welcome to all of you, and thank you for joining me today on this storytelling journey where I'm telling stories from the Puranas. Today, I'm going to tell you the story of Ganga, of River Ganga, and how she came down to earth. Once, a long, long time ago, there was an Ikshvaku king. His name was Sagara. And he, for the benefit of the world, he decided to do the Ashwamedha Yajna. With the Ashwamedha Yajna, what would happen is there would be peace around, and he would be known as the main king. Every other kingdom, wherever the horse trotted into, if there was a king who wanted to go against Sagara, he could challenge him. If not, he would say that they would be allies. And so, peace would reign in this world. Now, at the end of the whole yajna, the horse starts trotting from kingdom to kingdom. And Sagara's 60,000 sons also go along with the horse. It's a beautiful horse, bedecked with all sorts of ornaments, and it starts walking, going from one kingdom to another. It's trotting really regally. And behind are the 60,000 sons of Sagara, the princes, all dressed in grandeur. As they go into one kingdom, the king of that kingdom comes and gives them nice food. And from there, the horse trots away to another kingdom. Now, the horse is not told where to go. It just goes. It's let free. Now, what happens is Indradeva, the king of all the gods, he is looking down at this horse and at the 60,000 princes behind, and seeing that wherever this horse goes, no one challenges it. He sees and he wonders, Sagara is going to become stronger than me. I need to stop this horse. Jealousy starts creeping up in Indradev. And what he does, he goes and catches this horse, and he takes it, and he starts walking it off. As he's walking it off, it seems as the king has challenged him. And all the 60,000 sons also go fast. But Indradev, he can go really, really fast. And as he goes, the 60,000 sons coming behind, they lose sight of him. And they lose sight of the horse. Indra takes this horse and goes, and as he is going, he sees Rishi Kapila, a Rishi Muni. He is meditating with his eyes closed and deep in meditation. He can't hear anything that's going around. Indra looks and sees, this is the best place to hide this horse. He did not want to challenge Sagara to a war. He just wanted to make sure that the Ashwamedha Yajna does not take place. So he takes this horse and walks it into Rishi Kapila's house and hides it behind. The horse just stays there, eating a little hay which is around, some grass that is around. And Indra disappears. Now, Sagara's sons, all 60,000 of them, they are running behind Indra. And Indra has disappeared. But as they are coming, they see that the horse is there eating, grazing. The horse is grazing on grasses. And one of the brothers says, "Hey, look, the horse is there. Look, 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 the horse is grazing." The other brothers look, where are we? And their eyes fall on Rishi Kapila. And Kapila Rishi and say, he is there still meditating. The brothers say, "Oh, the Rishi Muni has challenged us. Okay, let's wake him up. Well, we have to fight." So one brother goes and taps Rishi Muni on the shoulder. They've tapped him on the shoulder and he wakes up. Rishi Muni wakes up and all that jnana, that knowledge that he was going to get through all his meditation was gone. He gets so upset that he curses all 60,000 of them and says, "You burn to ashes, burn to ashes." And all 60,000 suns burn into ashes and are spread across the place. Rishi Muni gets up and goes away to meditate some more. Now, Raja Sagara is waiting for his sons and they are not coming back. They don't come back. Then he notices that the horse is coming back, but it's alone. And he sends people to find out what has happened. And when he understands that all his sons have burned to ashes, he feels really, really bad and lets go of his kingdom. Generations pass. And the story is told to every Ikshvaku king. And every Ikshvaku king has in his mind that he wants to bring back his uncles or his granduncles back to life, or at least give them moksha. Because they've been killed by a curse. So they have not got their moksha. So now, after many generations, Bhagiratha becomes king, the son of Dilipa. So Dilipa too has told this story to Bhagiratha. And Bhagiratha takes a pledge. I shall bring back all those granduncles of mine. Either I will bring them back to life, or I will make sure that they get moksha. So he goes to Rishi Kapila and asks him and begs him, falls at his feet and says, "Oh Maharshi, please tell me, what can I do to get my granduncles back?" Rishi Kapila is very happy with him and says, "Vatsa, the only thing that can bring them back and give them moksha is if Ganga, the river Ganga, comes down to earth." Comes down to earth. That means these were the days when Ganga was not around. She was still up in the heavens. So Raja Bhagiratha says, "Okay, I shall do so." And he goes into the forests to do tapa. And he meditates. He meditates on Lord Brahma, Brahmadev. With full concentration and all his focus on the God of creation, who is known to have created the entire universe. He concentrates on Brahma. Lord Brahma becomes really, really happy and he comes down to Bhagirath and he says, Vatsa, tell me, what is it that you want? Bhagirath goes, Pranam, thank you for coming. And he falls at his feet and says, Oh, Brahmadev, all I want is my granduncles to get moksha. And Rishi Kapila says that can happen only if Ganga Devi comes down and flows through. Can you help me? So now Brahmadeva smiles and says, Tathastu. So be it. And he goes back up and tells Ganga, Ganga, flow down to earth and cover the ashes of the 60,000 sons of Sagara with your pure waters. May they all attain moksha. Ganga says, sure, but when I go down, I will be jumping down from so much height. The earth will be destroyed. And Brahmadeva tells this to Bhagirath. So Bhagirath goes and prays to Lord Shiva. Shiva, with his Trishula, comes down. And he says, Vatsa, what do you want? Bhagirath looks up at him and says, Pranam, Shivadev, and falls at his feet with all devotion and says, could you please protect the earth from the force of the river Ganga, who is going to come down and flow all over the ashes of my ancestors and help them attain moksha? So Shiva says, sure, she can jump into my head and I shall catch hold of her there. And he stands up tall. Ganga looks down. She is a very fun, loving, young river. She loves to jump and hop and skip. She's full of energy. She looks down and jumps. And as she jumps with a splash, Shiva holds her. And he ties his hair all around her, really, really tight. And from there, as he holds her, he lets her drop down, drop by drop. So the Ganga is dropping down, slowly, 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 drop by drop by drop. She becomes a river and she starts flowing. And as she's getting free from the matted hair of Shiva, she starts jumping up and down and hopping and skipping the way she usually is, her happy, ebullient self. And she starts going everywhere, back and forth, making these tinkling sounds. And one minute she is this side and the other minute she's that side. She is just weaving herself. And there is destruction happening in her side as she goes. The earth is eroding from here and there, and rocks are breaking, and there's a lot of destruction. So there is Rishi Janu. And Janu looks at her and says, he gets annoyed. Noisy little river, jumping here and there, destroying things, making so much noise, coming with so much force. And he picks up the water and drinking it. And as he's drinking it, Ganga says, Oh Rishi, let me go. And all the gods come down and say, Rishi Janu, please, let her go. She has a mission to complete. Bhagirath comes and please, she needs to flow on the ashes of my ancestors and get them to have moksha. Janu stops middle and he says, okay. And he drinks and then he lets it go through his ear. So he doesn't swallow the water, it just goes from his, he drinks it and lets it go from his ear. And drop, 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 she starts flowing in a more mature manner. No more that childishness of jumping around and breaking rocks. She is flowing softly, smoothly. And there she goes and she follows Bhagirath. She follows Bhagirath and flows on the ashes of his ancestors. They all get up, purified by the waters of the Ganga, and they attain moksha. Now, River Ganga is also known as Bhagirathi because she was brought down by Bhagirath. She is also known as Jannavi because she was let go by Janu, Rishi Janu. So that is the story of how Ganga came down to earth, and even today, to wash away all our impure thoughts, we go to Ganga, and just one dip in the Ganga, one dip in holy Ganga, and we are all purified. I hope you liked the story. If you did and want to listen to more, then please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so that you can get notified. Namaste. Looking forward to seeing you again.